It is crazy that NBA 2K26 just came out, and the Warriors have like 6 active guys on their roster right now. We still have no idea what's going on with Jonathan Kuminga, Al Horford, D'Anthony Melton, and those guys. Now, we're expecting Melton and Horford to be Warriors, but what is going on with Kuminga, man? Now, what's going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Yeah, it's just weird that this team is still so incomplete and September is Monday. And yeah, I ended up signing Jonathan Kuminga essentially on the qualifying offer. I had to give him $19 million though. Al Horford, I got on a 1-year deal. Same with D'Anthony Melton. I brought him back. We got Torrey Craig on the team, Guy Santos, Thomas Bryant, Michael. It's just a weird team right now. And kind of the last, like, hurrah with Steph, who's going to be 38 years old this year, Jimmy, who's going to be 37, and Draymond Green, who's going to be 36. This is not the oldest roster in the NBA, right? Like, that would be the LA Clippers. But this team, it's so weird right now what the future is going to be if Jonathan Kuminga is not on this team going forward. So, also, I wanted to see if I made Jimmy Butler a small forward, he actually goes down in overall. Interesting. So I guess we'll keep him at the 4. And then if I made Kuminga small forward, he goes up. So we'll do that. I think there's a pretty high chance I'm going to trade Kuminga at some point this season. I don't think I can go into the end of the season with him on the roster just because he's a 1-year deal. He can now be an unrestricted free agent in the 2026 offseason since I got him on the qualifying offer. And yeah, we have some depth right now, but who knows if this team compete with the juggernauts in the West, at least in 2K, like the Dallas Mavericks, the Spurs, the Thunder, the Clippers, the Timberwolves. There's so many good teams in the West, at least in 2K and in real life as well, right? Do I trade Nurkic for Draymond? No, I'm not going to do that. So we get off to a 5-2 start this year. Not bad. Like, I'll take that. Steph Curry, 28 points. Jimmy Butler, 20 points. Kuminga, 15.5 to start off the season. Let's get that trade value up. I mean, this is a trade I should take. Lou Dort and Jay Will for Draymond Green and Jackson Davis. We get younger with this trade, but if the last hurrah is going to be with Steph Curry, I need Draymond to be on this team, at least for now. I could trade Draymond in the offseason, or if this year goes to absolute, like, the worst case scenario, right? I could maybe move Draymond at the trade deadline, but right now, we still have to convince Steph, at least, that we could win a title this year. Now, this one is interesting. Reed Shepherd and Steven Adams for Jonathan Kuminga and Torrey Craig. Shepherd's not even in the rotation. Like, I could go back to that one at one point as well, because we also need to figure out, like, what the backcourt's going to be in the post-Steph era. All right, so NBA Cup MVP. If you guys watched the Lakers video, I believe year 1 was Anthony Davis. Anthony Simons, like, low-key it could happen. He could just be heating up at the right time. The Celtics may need somebody to step up, so they won the NBA Cup. Simons dropped 25 points. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. I think it was a Bleacher Report trade idea. Obviously, some of those you could disagree with, but it was like a Jonathan Kuminga for Anthony Simons trade idea. Low-key, if they're going to go after, like, Malik Monk, I don't mind Anthony Simons in Golden State if that's somebody they could have gotten for Jonathan Kuminga, but obviously that's not going to happen now with Anthony Simons in Boston. I mean, would Boston do Kuminga for Anthony Simons? Like, it's not the worst idea in the world. You could try to build up Kuminga's value in Boston with no Jason Tatum there, but then you're going to run into an issue when Tatum is back. All right, so we are 27-20 here at the deadline. If we look at where we are in the Western Conference, we're currently, we're not even a top 8 team offensively. We're actually the second worst team offensively, which is shocking, but the defense has been elite this year. It's just a problem. Yeah, like the Mavericks have like a double point differential than us. So we have the 4th best point differential in the West, which is encouraging, but we need to improve the offense. And as much as I like Jonathan Kuminga and still think he has potential in this league, I feel like we could dump him here at the deadline to try to add some offense to the squad. I mean, Draymond Green, who's starting every single game, has a true shooting percentage of 43%. I really don't think I could realistically start him down the stretch. I mean, I may just mess with it a little bit. Like if I went to Draymond shot 3 tendency, what is it at? Like maybe I just got to tell Draymond, stop taking threes. It's not even that high. He just may be a lost cause at this point. So I'm going to, I think, start off the trade market here with a Kuminga deal. And I'm going to trade Jonathan Kuminga to the Miami Heat for Norman Powell. The Heat have been linked to Jonathan Kuminga, and Norman Powell is having a monster year with the Heat, somehow shooting 48% from three, but they want to take the upside swing here in Kuminga, especially with being 20 and 26. They may not see a purpose in extending a 32-year-old Norman Powell, so they're going to sell high on him right now. We reunite. Well, actually, Jimmy and Norman Powell never really crossed paths at all. So, yeah, we're going to have Norman Powell here probably starting in the backcourt. We still have some tradable contracts as well. Like, I think ultimately Pods probably makes the most sense in the backcourt with the initiating the swing ability within the half court, the transition play, and the defense over somebody like Buddy Hield. I like Draymond coming off the bench. It's probably for the better. I can still get, I think, one last good, second half out of Al Horford. I don't think I'm done yet. Let's see how we look with Norman Powell. Hopefully, he can kind of continue what he was doing in Miami over here in Golden State. I don't know if I'm going to extend him or not, but I do think he fits better in this Steve Kerr offense right now over somebody like Jonathan Kuminga. All right, so we are approaching the trade deadline. We're about 10 games above 500. We're on a 3-game winning streak. Make that 4 after acquiring Norman Powell. So, how did Powell play against Philly? He was really good. 25 points. Jimmy had 25, 10, and 6. So, I think I would like to add another big man, but I also need to add some offense here at the deadline as well. I don't mind dangling some of these younger guys. I think Moses Moody is a good enough offensive weapon for us. Buddy Hield is shooting 40% from 3, but I'm okay trading him as well. All right, I'm going to do this trade with the Toronto Raptors. I'm going to be sending them Guy Santos and Quinton Post in exchange for Sandro, Mamu Kelisheve, and Jamison Battle. Battle, you do have to eat some money in next year. Mamu Kelisheve is somebody that can space the floor, 36% from 3. He does have a player option, I believe, at the end of the year. And I want to see if I can get 2 second-rounders and Luke Kennard in exchange for Thomas Bryant and Buddy Hield. They're going to agree to that. That also frees up a roster spot as well. Ben Simmons still unsigned. All right, let's get Ben Simmons on the roster. Why not? So after all that, we have Curry, Pods, Powell, Butler, and Draymond Green. It's crazy that 2K wants to play Powell more than Jimmy, but low-key, maybe just as good of a score, if not better right now. I think I still want to keep starting Al Horford. I mean, I don't mind giving Ben Simmons 10 minutes a night to see what he can do. I definitely want Moses Moody to play a decent amount. I want Sandro to play, and I definitely want to get Luke Kennard in this rotation as well. I feel like we have some floor spacing. We have some defense. We upgraded the offense here at the deadline. Let's see how we look in the second half. I don't think I'm going to extend Draymond Green. He has a player option that he's going to opt into. We may as well just let that run its course, and he'll eventually be a free agent at the end of the 2027 season. All right, so this team just won 50 games in the 2026 season. I will take that 100%. We've had some injuries down the stretch. Norman Powell suffers a severe right ankle sprain. He's out 4 to 6 weeks, so we're going to readjust this rotation come playoff time. A team that won 55 games, Jokic averages a 28-point triple-double. He wins MVP. VJ Edgecombe takes home Rookie of the Year. Not Cooper Flagg, not Dylan Harper, not Ace Bailey, not Trey Johnson. It goes to Edgecombe. But yeah, I hate when you toggle this player and then it goes back to the original MVP winner. But shout out to TJ McConnell balling out for the San Antonio Spurs this year. Mobley Depoy, Nemeas Keita most improved, Shea Clutch Player of the Year, Jason Kidd Coach of the Year. That would be Mike Dunleavy, me, Executive of the Year. And yeah, Anthony Simons won NBA Cup MVP. All-NBA first team, Trae Young making it, and James Harden making it. So a couple shockers there with Jokic, Luka, and Shea. Second team, you have Wemby, Cade, Sabonis, and LeBron. Third team, you have Steph. There we go. Zion, AD, Donovan Mitchell, and Devin Booker. 27.8 for Curry. 4 rebounds, 6.6 assists, 1.3 steals, 52, 43, 97 splits. I got to get this man a ring before he retires. Those are too good of numbers not to go all the way. I think the thing we're going to try to add this offseason is somewhat of a rim protecting, floor spacing big man. Easier said than done, right? All right, so you have the Golden State Warriors as the 2 seed in the West. It does feel a little bittersweet just because we're not going to have Norman Powell for the start of the playoffs, but we were the only other team along with Dallas to get a double-digit point differential. We won 55 games, same as the Minnesota Timberwolves. No team at double-digit point differential there in the East. So our offense was a little bit better. I think we were 13th, 14th at the deadline. We got up to 10th right there. Here are the player stats this year with Steph averaging 27.8, Butler 20.8 points per game. There we go. Norman Powell 19.5. He's going to be out for at least the first round, maybe more. Pods had a really good season, and I'm very encouraged about Pods going forward. Sandro wasn't as good as a three-point shooter with us as he was in Toronto, but we'll figure out the rotation. New Orleans, Phoenix, they played each other in the 2022 playoffs. Let's see what happens here. You have Sacramento versus New Orleans, and you're going to have Sacramento advance to take on Dallas. Oh my God. So we're getting a rematch of Houston. The seeds are flipped. This is such a tough 7 seed to go up against. This might not end the best. So let's see the rotation. I want it to be Curry, Pods, probably Moody at the 3, Butler, Draymond at the 5, or excuse me, Horford at the 5. We're going to go Draymond off the bench. I don't mind playing Simmons like 10 minutes a night. Sandro's going to get about 14. We just have so many bigs. I don't need to play Trey Jackson-Davis. I may go, yeah, Luke Kennard's probably going to get like 20 minutes a night. I know he's kind of hurt, but like I need him to step up. I need the floor spacing. We're going to go 40 to Steph. I'm going to go 39 to Jimmy. Let's go 35 to Pods. Let's go 30 to a 39-year-old Al Horford. And we'll go a little bit more to Draymond and Moody. Under Steve Kerr, we're 4-star perimeter-centric. Game number 1, you are going to have the Warriors lose to the Rockets, 127-108. Steph with 34, Jimmy with 26 and 10. Game number 2, Luke Kennard fully healthy. We win this one, so we split the games here in the Bay Area. Jimmy had 26, Al Horford 25 points, still crazy as a 39-year-old. Steph 18, 8 and 10. KD had 25. Game number 3 goes to the Houston Rockets, 105-101. Jimmy had 28, Steph had 23. All right, I'm probably going too deep of a rotation. I know Kerr did that at times this past playoff run, but I feel confident about the team. Game 4, I mean, this is a team that I think could compete for finals as well, but they blow us out by 32. Pods at 24, Moody at 20. Game 5, are we screwed? Okay, we do force a game 6. We win 102-94. Steph, I need a super crazy game. There we go. We win 109-106. So the Warriors were up 3-1 in real life against Houston in round 1. Houston wins 2 in a row. Golden State wins game 7. Is it going to be vice versa here? Or can we complete the 3-1 comeback? Let's see what can happen here. Solid first quarter. I'll take a close game. Second quarter was fine. Third quarter went our way. Here we go. We're up by 5 here in the fourth quarter. Steph has 36 points in 25 minutes. Can he put the team on his back? We're down by 7. They go on a run. Down by 6. Down by 7. We're down by 2 with 2 minutes to go. Down by 3. Down by 1. Let's watch this unfold. All right, Steph just knocked down 2 free throws. We have the lead. All right, let's see what happens here. KD guarded by Jimmy Butler. I will take that matchup for us either way. KD kicks it out to Tari Eason. Let him shoot. Let Amen Thompson shoot. They're running the high pick and roll with Şengün and Thompson. Thompson driving, kicks it out to KD. Gets a great look, and that is good. Jimmy, I appreciate the help defense, but that's one of the greatest shooters of all time. One of the greatest offensive players of all time. Do not leave him open like that. So we're now down by 2. Steph for 3. That felt good. That felt good. The confidence, the step in. I thought that was going in. They score here. Not looking good. KD misses that. Oh my God, but Şengün gets the and 1. We kind of caught a break with KD missing that jumper. That might be it. What a swing for them. All right, Steph driving, kicks it out to Jimmy. This is it. He misses that. Yep, we're going to lose game 7. We had it. We had it right there. And the Golden State Warriors have been eliminated. I think losing in round 1. Damn, dude. Steph emptied the clip. 19 threes, 25 shots. Luke Kennard, 3 of 10. Draymond, 3 of 11. Jimmy, 5 of 12. I mean, not having Norman Powell really sucked. Let's see who goes to the conference finals. You have AD versus Jokic. And Houston, KD beats his old team, OKC. Shea fouled out in 20 minutes here in Game 7. New York beat Atlanta in 5. Cleveland swept Orlando, a rematch of round 1 in 2024. Rematch of round 1 here in 2021. Rematch of round 1 here in 2023. Let's see who goes to the NBA Finals. It's going to be the Cavs versus the Nuggets. The team Donovan Mitchell is on, and the team that technically drafted Donovan Mitchell. Jokic put up a 28-point triple-double. Wow, that is insane. Donovan Mitchell and Jokic are your conference finals MVPs. Let's see who wins the 2026 finals. And it's going to go to the Nuggets. So Donovan Mitchell finally makes it to a conference finals. He makes it to an NBA finals, but Jokic puts up Jokic caliber numbers. He got his 4th MVP ring this year, as well as just got his 2nd finals MVP. So our governor says, you know what, let's try to juice our fan interest a little bit from this season. So I don't know. I have 5 points remaining here. I think we're going to just increase the arena and obviously the fan night promotions. Let's do that. Pricing, I don't think I'm going to mess with too much with what we have going for us right now. LeBron retires. Al Horford retires. I'm going to let him retire. But if I see Jimmy or Steph retire, I will override that. A bunch of Clippers. Chris Paul, Brook Lopez, Nick Batum. There goes Russ. He signed with the Knicks. DeRozan, Jeff Green. There goes Jimmy Butler. I don't think next year is Jimmy's last year, so I'm going to override that, at least for him to have one more year. I will let Al Horford retire. Doc Rivers says, I've had enough. It's too stressful. I'm going to go back on the Ringer and podcast with Bill Simmons, LeBron, Chris Paul, and Russell Westbrook heading to the Hall of Fame. And then you have a bunch of jersey retirements here. Klay Thompson retired. Therefore, we are going to retire his jersey number. I'm not going to override that at all. So let's go here to the 2026 draft. We do have our first round pick. And let's see who wins the 2026 lottery. It's going to go to the Charlotte Hornets, so they could add a Darren Peterson to a LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. Jazz 2, Pelicans 3. That pick should really go to Atlanta from the Derek Queen trade. I'm going to own my first rounder. It's late in the draft at number 27. We are going to keep Steve Kerr as our head coach for the time being. So we're here on the night of the draft. There are some real prospects here in this class, but there's going to be more and more as we get through this. Shout out to Joda Kelmer for getting these done early. We are projected Richie Chodris, a point guard from Wyoming. I wouldn't mind taking another point guard. I'm intrigued to see if I'm going to be able to bring back Norman Powell this offseason. So do I want to make a trade? I don't think I want to move like Moody right now. I think we're going to just go into this draft. We're going to try to develop this guy. Golden State, honestly, for what they've been given, have drafted fine since the Wiseman fiasco. Like Kuminga, yeah, you'd rather have Franz Wagner, Şengün, some other guys. Could have been worse, though. You could have taken James Bouknight or Joshua Primo or somebody like that, or Zaire Williams. And they did well with Moody. They did well with Post and Trey Jackson-Davis and Podziemski, in my opinion. AJ goes to Charlotte. Cameron Boozer to Utah. I love those new Utah uniforms. And Peterson ends up in New Orleans. That should be Atlanta. So we're on the clock here. I like the idea of Lee Sharp. 18, 6'9", power forward that could space the floor. But do I have time to develop this guy? Probably not. So do I look at like a Nicholas Gilliard, who is a 6'7" shooting guard? Looks like he's kind of a defensive guy. You know what? I'm going to take him. I do think I need somebody a little bit more NBA ready. And I didn't have a second rounder. And I am playing so far on the smart setting. Yeah, for the simulation speed. So let's sign Nicholas Gilliard, who's from Northwestern. Shout out Brooks Barnheiser. Draymond Opson, no shocker there. Sandro Opson, I'll take that. I'll pick up the team option on Trace and definitely on Pods. Trae Young, James Harden, Isaiah Hartenstein, all hitting free agency. Beal, DeAndre Ayton, as well, a couple former Suns. And then, yeah, let's advance here. 2 qualifying offers. I'll give it to Will Richard, Jackson Rowe, and Alex Tui for now. And then let's head here. I would love to bring Kevin Durant home. We do not have that type of money. So how am I building a good team around Steph and Jimmy? Okay, wait, Norman Powell. Oh my God. Wait, Miami extended him. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay. It's a 4-year, like $80 million extension. It could be worse, but that pays until his age 37 season. That's why I guess they wanted to get off him. That is kind of crazy. So I think I can extend Pods right now. Like, what would that look like? Oh, that's a good price. Let's lock that in a little bit. It's going to send over time. I feel like the contracts have been more realistic this year, and I do appreciate that without having to download like an external slider save. Can I get some type of center that can space the floor? Not really. So let's snag Nick Richards on the minimum, and let's also snag. I don't mind Mo Wagner, actually, on the minimum. That's pretty good. So we're going to get Richards, Wagner. We're going to renounce the rights on everybody here. Even Jackson Rowe, but Tui and Will Richard, no. Kennard, no. I wouldn't mind bringing back Kennard if he made it past moratorium. So let's see. I could sign Kevin Porter Jr., probably pass. Yeah, let's bring back Luke Kennard on a 1-year deal. About $10 million cheaper of what he was making last year. So right now, I mean, we were round 1 exit. I had Mo Wagner. I had Nick Richards. We have still a solid roster, and hopefully Norman Powell doesn't get hurt again in the playoffs. I'm also going to try to get a backup point guard. I'm going to trade Trace Jackson-Davis and Jamison Battle to New Orleans for Jose Alvarado, who's also, I believe, in a contract year. And I'm going to get a second rounder in this deal as well. Yes, he has an expiring $4.5 million deal at the end of the year. So let's make this trade, and I'm getting a 2030 second. And Jonathan Kuminga signed a 3-year, $54 million deal with the Chicago Bulls, leaving Miami. So KD goes to the Clippers. James Harden goes to the Bulls. That I think both those happened in my Lakers rebuild. Trae Young goes to the Wizards. He signed like a 1-year deal with the Nets in the Lakers rebuild, so that's new. I mean, that could be what Washington wants to do in 2026. They could have max cap, and wow. Kristaps replaces LeBron basically in Los Angeles, and he reunites with Luka Doncic. Hartenstein goes to the Lakers as well. A couple former Knicks big men going to the Lakers, Vucevic to the Jazz. Giddey, like Sacramento finally gets their point guard. They get Josh Giddey. So we get Richard and Tui back on the qualifying offer. Steph's regressing, Jimmy's regressing, Powell's regressing, Draymond's regressing. Not ideal for a team right now in a loaded conference. And I wish I checked Norman Powell's contract because that is a scary one. All right, so we already locked up Pods on an extension. Anybody else we could sign before the season starts? Steph, yeah, we got to do that. So let's give Steph an extension. He's going to take a little bit of a hometown discount. Still going to pay him $50 million a year. Draymond, sure. I'll give him a $4 million extension. I assumed he was going to maybe retire at the end of the year. I don't even know if he's going to be worth $4 million given how bad he is on the offensive end. So we'll see how that goes. And Kevin Durant is going to retire at the end of the year. So just signing a one-year deal with the Clippers. We're going to have Curry, Pods, Powell, Jimmy, I guess Draymond to maybe start off the year. You have Moody, Richard, Sandro, Alvarado. A bunch of guys that I could try to get minutes to throughout the year. Like, I think I'd like to give the rookie some minutes as well. In Nicholas Gilliard, if he can't shoot, all right, fine, we'll remove him from the rotation. But I like the size, I like the athleticism, I like the defensive potential around Steph. But I just don't know how many more years I'm getting of Steph. So we just lost by 40 on opening night to Atlanta. That is not encouraging whatsoever. And then we lose by 10 to Minnesota. We won 55 games last year. Oh my God. And we get off to an 0-5 start, an 0-6 start. Is this about to turn into the 2020 Warriors? I'm going to have to draft by James Wiseman this year. Draymond is such a negative player right now. So we are 5-12 to start off the year, and I just lost Brandon Podziemski for a few weeks with a wrist injury. I don't know. I'm a little nervous what's going on here in Golden State. I should have got maybe a better center this offseason. So last year, we saw Anthony Simons win Cup MVP. This year, it's Darius Garland. I like this addition, 2K. I'm glad you guys did that. So we've been a little bit better as of late. We're getting closer and closer to 500. Like, we just beat Boston 141-137 after losing to them. Steph had 40 points in 33 minutes. And Pods recently came back from the wrist injury. Severe right ankle sprain, out 6 to 8 weeks. 2027 has not been kind to Brandon Podziemski, fresh off that new contract extension, which is not giving us a good ROI right now. All right, so we're 24-25. We pretty much have to answer the question, do we want to try to buy this year to try to get Steph and Jimmy one more ring before they end up retiring? I mean, if we make it to the playoffs as the 5 or 6 seed, I'm okay with that. Norman Powell has still been pretty good this year. I feel like I got to get out of this contract in the offseason. Moody's been fine, but I could look to trade Moses Moody. Luke Kennard shooting 49% from 3. Mo Wagner, so much better offensively than like what Draymond Green has been for us. Alvarado shooting 38 from 3. Draymond, I mean, like he still gets rebounds, assists, good defender. It's just he can't finish around the rim. Gilliard and Sandro Mamukelashvili both been pretty bad this year. All right, what are the odds I could somehow get Anthony Simons on this team? I feel like he would be a perfect fit in Kerr's system. Could I offer Moody? And could I offer my 2029 lottery protected first round pick for Simons? They say no. I would also include Sandro Mamukelashvili. Let's see. Wait, what was that they wanted to show me? No, nothing. I mean, Sandro's only 1 star. What about, I don't want to move with Kennard. What about Alvarado? He's only 1 star as well. All right, I don't think I'm getting Simon, sadly. All right, I'm doing a big Lakers trade. I'm giving them Moses Moody, Sandro Mamukelashvili, and a 2027 lottery protected first this year. So if we make the playoffs, I'm okay. You could take that pick, but it does become unprotected next year. I'm getting Dalton Connect, who's entering year 4 of this rookie contract. Not a good defender, but a really good three-point shooter. I'm getting Austin Reeves, who is making $12 million a year. I feel like he's an upgrade over Moses Moody for sure. And that Lakers team also looks so different with Kristaps Porzingis now. So we're going to have Curry and Reeves in the backcourt, especially with the injury to Brandon Podziemski. So having Reeves here is going to be really nice for us. We're going to add Connect shooting to come off the bench. Maybe a little bit more reliable than Luke Kennard, especially with the health. And then if I look at the shot tendencies, yeah, like I need Reeves to move up just because I also don't even trust Jimmy stepping up as like a full-on number 2. So I could hedge my bet there with Austin Reeves compared to Jimmy. So let's advance past this right now. We're 25-26, then we lose to Sacramento. So it's not even a guarantee that we're going to make it to the playoffs this year. I just like this team going forward. So at the end of the year, we're going to have Draymond's contract dip down a bunch. Same with Steph. Like, we're going to save $12 million with him. Jimmy's off the books. Draymond goes down by $23 million. Powell is ascending, but I think I'm going to try to move him in the offseason. We'll see. Easier said than done. And I just lost Steph Curry to a high right ankle sprain. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. That's my best player that just went down. I'm going to need Reeves or coming back Brandon Podziemski to step up. All right, so Wemby wins MVP this year, averaging 28 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists. Jesus, man. 5 point, what is that? 5.5 stocks. I really can't do math right now. It's like past midnight for me. My brain is just not working. We got Cameron Boozer winning Rookie of the Year for the Jazz. Cam Thomas in Atlanta, 6th man of the year. Did he get like a full-on contract, or is he signing like 1 year's? No, he had about 3 years, $45 million, a little bit less than that. Cameron Boozer, yeah, we already went through that. Rob Dillingham, most improved. Wemby Depoy. Jalen Green, clutch player of the year. Kid coach of the year. Executive of the year goes to the Spurs, and we know Garland was Cup MVP. So you got Wemby, Jokic, Luka, Giannis, and Cade on All-NBA first team. You have Mobley, Şengün, Morant, Amen, and Edwards on second team. Third team, you have Trey, LaMelo, Bam, Jamal Murray, and James Harden. Here's all defensive first team with no shockers here. Giannis back on first team. All defensive second team, also no shockers here either. Here's all rookie first team and all rookie second team. We don't get our Gilliard player there. So we ended up as the 8th seed, which is unfortunate. We ended up with a 42-40 record. But I'll tell you right now, we had so many injuries down the stretch. Steph got hurt. Jimmy got hurt. Pods got hurt. Dalton Connect got hurt. He's still hurt with that left arm hairline fracture, which is a shame. So this team was incredibly banged up this year. Just unlucky. Reeves may have more of an expanded role next year come playoff time. We're really going to have to rely on Steph carrying us to the promised land. And yeah, we'll see what ends up happening, man. We're taking on the Clippers here in a 7-8 matchup. I don't feel great about it, but we will have another crack at it. Our pick is lottery protected from that Reeves trade, but it does look like we are going to make the playoffs as a 7th seed. We do not choke a fourth quarter lead. We end up winning by 13, 27 for Steph, 24 for Jimmy, and we are going to advance here to the playoffs as a 7th seed. So we're going up against Minnesota, a rematch of the 2025 playoffs in round number 2. Now, like, I don't think I need Luke Kennard out here, although Luke Kennard was actually pretty good for us this year. I think I want to play, like, I'm not going to play Alvarado for the playoffs. I want to get Mo Wagner in there as well, because I'm not going to play Draymond a ton. Draymond's going to get, like, actually, I think I'd rather even start Mo Wagner than Draymond Green at this point. I do want to start Norman Powell over Dalton Connect, and I do want to start Reeves over Pods, but we're going to go like 23 to Connect, 28 to Pods. Let's go 34 to Jimmy, and let's play a little bit more to Norman Powell, who I'm probably going to try to trade in the offseason, but we'll see what ends up happening. Minnesota, they've added Zach LaVine. Welcome back to Minnesota, Zach. I'm not sure how that went down. Rob Dillingham. Actually, we can even check how it went down. I don't know if I saw Naz Reid. It could have involved Naz Reid. We'll see. Nope, it did. So it was Naz Reid for Zach LaVine. We had Tower Hero for Michael Porter Jr. in a first rounder. Josh Green and a first for Wiseman and Isaac. Okay. All right, let's see if we can beat Minnesota. We lost in round number 1 last year. We were in the 7-2 matchup. I guess the second time in 3 years they've been the 7th seed. Last year, we were the 2 seed. But hey, maybe being the 7th seed will be better. We lose by 10 here in game number 2. 42 combined between Jimmy and Steph. Game 3 goes to Golden State, 132-97, 33 for Steph, 19 for Dalton Connect. Game number 4 goes to Golden State. We are up 3-1. Is that just how the series goes? You know, we lose Steph. That sucks. That sucks so much. I may play Reeves at the 1. Alvarado's going to be back in the rotation. All right, well, we may lose this series. We actually do win Game 5 without Steph. 20 for Connect, 20 for Reeves. Richards had 17 and 12. Alvarado, really good game here, 8 assists, and we are going to be taking on the LA Lakers. They beat the Spurs in 6. So, yeah, the Lakers, after trading away Reeves, make it to round number 2. And Dalton Connect as well. They have Nate Ament and Moses Moody. You have Dallas and OKC at the top. New York and Cleveland there. Atlanta and Indy. So I definitely do not want to start Alvarado. I want to start Reeves, but we will play Alvarado a decent amount of minutes. Let's play Jimmy a decent amount as well. And Nick Richards will be the starter. So who else besides Steph stepped up in round number 1? Like, Jimmy was fine. Dalton Connect really stepped up. Reeves was fine as well. So they're going up against their former team. We win game 1 by 1. KP had 31. Laravia had 22. Reeves had 36 against his former team, saying, "Why did you trade me?" We end up winning, losing game number 2 by 5. Luka had 31. Pods and Reeves combined for 55 and 16 assists. We take a 2-1 lead. We win by 1. It's been a very close series so far. 1 by 1, lost by 5, 1 by 1. Both our wins are by 1 point. They end up winning game number 4 by 8. All 4 games have been within 10 points. Game number 5 goes to the Warriors, 117-116. Reeves with 20. Richards with 16 rebounds. All right, here we go. Game number 6 goes to LA. I think I've had a game. Yeah, we had a game 7 last year. I was like, I don't think I've had that many Game 7s in 2K26 so far. That is a lie. Winner's going to take on the Dallas Mavericks in the conference finals. Last year, we lost in kind of a heartbreaking fashion to the Rockets in Game 7. This year, can we avenge last year's team and make it to the conference finals? Yes, we can. We end up winning by 25. And what could be Jimmy Butler's last year, he drops 34 in Game 7. Reeves drops 31, and they get it going without Steph. So what is Steph's time frame? He's day-to-day. Hopefully, he's back. Game 7 between the Knicks and the Cavs goes to the Cavs. So do we get Steph back for game number 1? He's day-to-day, but I believe he could play through it. So let's get him back in that rotation. All right, game number 1 against Dallas. D'Lo, Christie's the backcourt. Oh, is Kyrie hurt? They have Hardy, Sharp, Marshall. Yep, Kyrie Irving is hurt, unfortunately. What is the injury for Kyrie? Can I look at their injury report from here? Is that even a thing? It should be, right? It is not. So what am I doing? So if I went to their injury report here, Kyrie, let's see what he's out with. Right humerus fracture out for the year. Okay, so we're going up against D'Lo, a former Warrior. We ended up winning by 1. Wow, we won 2 games last round by 1. We start off with a game or a 1-point victory in this one. Then we end up losing by 11. Steph with 41. Jimmy with 27. Steph is fully healthy now, which is good. We lose game 3 by 1. Okay, that's our first 1-point loss, which is unfortunate. Game number 4. I didn't mean to simulate the round. I'm an idiot. And we ended up losing it anyway. All right, well, that sucks. Game 4, we lost by 23. Game 5, oh my God. Cooper Flag had 45. And we ended up losing by 28. So, the Mavericks are going to take on Game 7 between the Pacers or the Cavs. It's going to go to the Pacers. Halliburton averaged 11 assists. Conference Finals MVP. Mavs, Pacers. It could have happened in 2024, but the Celtics beat the Pacers. The Mavericks ended up winning in 7, and Cooper Flag gets Finals MVP as a 20-year-old. So that's got to be the youngest Finals MVP in NBA history, right? Unless, like, Wes Unseld was that young. All right, well, I don't think our owner was happy with this season, which I don't get. We did make it to the conference finals. I know it really wasn't a competitive conference finals, but maybe Steph was playing injured. You don't know. He did come back in that series. So Steph retires. I'll allow Jimmy to retire since I already overrided it. Draymond, I'm going to allow him to retire, but Steph, I want 1 more year with you. I did give you that 1-year extension. I expect you to at least play 1 more year with us, and then he could retire in 2028. But I'll allow Jimmy to retire, and I'll definitely allow Draymond Green to retire. It's probably for the best, right, to have him retire. KD and Paul George are going to the Hall of Fame. Draymond, KD get their jerseys retired. And let's advance here to the draft lottery, which we're going to have to give our first-round pick to the LA Lakers from that trade at the deadline. The Kings win the draft lottery. The Knicks are there. They shouldn't get that pick. The Magic are there. Rockets are there. Celtics are there. So we do have to give the Lakers our first-round pick. Which is at number, where is it at? Number 18. So, pretty valuable first round pick at number 18, that's for sure. Gonna keep Steve Kerr. All right, so I just realized I wasn't recording part of free agency in which I was very active. I didn't sign like a max guy to pair up with Steph, although I probably should have signed Giannis. I ended up signing, I think you guys saw me trade for Daniel Gafford. Well, I traded away Norman Powell for Gafford, but I think you guys saw that. I signed Keegan Murray, 2 years, $34 million. He's the only guy that I gave the second year fully guaranteed to. I gave Cam Johnson a 1+1 with the team option. Same with, or DiVincenzo and Hawkins, I think both got guarantees on the second year, so I lied. Reeves is regressing down to a 77. What are we doing? And I gave Aldama a 1+1 as well. I brought back Wagner. You have Gillard. I brought in Moussa Diabate. Damn, this team has had some bad regression this offseason. All right, so I'm going to give Steph a 1-year extension. We'll see if that affects him retiring next year. Dalton Connect, we can re-sign as well. I'm going to go about $36 million over 3 years. I don't need to look to re-sign anybody else right now. Hopefully the depth can give us some flexibility, maybe at the trade deadline. Obviously, we can withstand injuries next year in the playoffs. We're going to give Steph the farewell tour. I already overrided his retirement last year. All right, and let's see what we want the rotation to look like. Steph, I think I want Reeves at the... Wow, they don't even want to play Reeves. Are you... What? What are we doing? Why would we not play Reeves? Let's play Aldama like 13 minutes a night. Who else are we going to play? So I want Pods, obviously, to get a ton of minutes. We're going to go, like, 14 to DiVincenzo. Hawkins is going to get, like, 17. Cam Johnson's going to get 19. I want to go at least, like, 25 to Pods here. 28 to Gafford. 26 to Murray. Let's go 25 to Connect. So we can go a little bit more to Pods. A little bit more to Reeves. I think this could still be a big year for Austin Reeves. I believe in him. Hopefully this team is good this year. It could be a disaster for all I know. We're off to a 1-3 start. So Anthony Simons, I think, got the NBA Cup MVP a couple years ago. This year, it's Jason Tatum. So we're 16-12. I feel bad that, like, I may not be able to get Steph a ring before it's all said and done. We'll see, though. Austin Reeves got hurt, but hopefully he can just be a little bit healthier towards this stretch. Honestly, like, we just still have a really good deep team. Maybe that means I'm going to consolidate some of the depth at one point. And we're at the deadline with a 28-23 record. We stand as the 8th seed in the Western Conference with a 4.2 point differential right now. So we got to figure out what we want to do here at the deadline. Do I want to push all my chips forward? I feel like I have to, right? Steph's got maybe 1 year left. It said we're doing a farewell tour at the end of the year. So how are we building the best roster around him? I don't mind the Reeves Pods shooting guard kind of combo adjacent to him. But, like, do I move a connect? I don't know. Keegan Murray's been good this year, and I could use the size in the front court. Cam Johnson's been a good three-point shooter. Do I move a Hawkes? Do I move, I don't know, somebody else? We'll see. I wouldn't have mind moving Aldama, Mo Wagner. I don't really even know if I want to make a trade right now, and I'm going to hope that the depth will be okay, and maybe some guy randomly pops up in the playoffs that could carry the load next to Steph. All right, so Wemby just gets his second MVP that we've seen today. Hal Rose, 20 points, 45, 38, 93 splits, a 57% true shooting percentage from the rookie. He's going to be good. Like, I mean, he's already really good. DeJounte Murray, 6th man of the year in New Orleans. Wemby, Depoy. Brevin Brand, your most improved player for the Boston Celtics. 6 points, 10 rebounds. Horrible shooting split, so I don't know how he's getting awards. And then Giannis ended up winning Clutch Player of the Year in Los Angeles. All-NBA first team, you have Wemby, Jokic, Luka, Giannis, and Cade Cunningham, who unfortunately dislocated his left patella, out for the year. Halliburton, Ant, Mobley, Flegg, and Booker, all-NBA second team. Third team, you have Maxey, Bam, Amen, Brunson, and LaMelo. You have Wemby, Amen, Mobley, Giannis, and Jokic on all defensive first team. Defensive second team, you do have Asar Thompson here. You have Triple J, Cooper Flegg, Claxton. I guess this Brevin Brand guy is just a stud defensively. And yeah, Hal Rose there on all rookie first team. So we ended the year as an 8 seed. Damn. So very similar spot to where we were a year ago. We do go 49-33. Like, that's a pretty good record. We had a better point differential than the 3-seeded LA Clippers and the 2-seeded Phoenix Suns. So maybe we're going to be somewhat of a playoff team. Steph played 70 games this year. This could be the last dance with him. Taking on Dallas is not an easy round 1 matchup. We're going to go like 25 to Connect. 28 to Murray. Let's go 30 to Gafford. I kind of want to start Reeves over Pods, so we're going to go 30 to Pods. I want to go about 40 to Steph or something close to that. Cam Johnson, yeah, we'll play these guys. I just don't have like a traditional backup big, so maybe I'll play Santi Aldama like 10 minutes a night, and we'll see if we can upset the Dallas Mavericks, who are they trotting out here? So they have Killian Hayes and Miles McBride in their backcourt, but they have Cooper Flegg, Anthony Davis, and Derek Lively. This is Daniel Gafford versus former team, and we're going to lose. Cooper Flegg drops 36, Steph drops 35, and we're taking on Denver, Sacramento. It is going to be Denver who beats Sacramento, so we have to go up against Nikola Jokic, Strother. They got back Michael Porter Jr., and we are going to win, so we stay alive in this game. Steph had 27. And we're taking on the San Antonio Spurs, who are pretty good with Fox, Castle, Vassell, Kareem Lopez, Wemby, Dylan Harper, Colin Sexton, Carter Bryant, Ruben Ramsey. I may have to adjust the lineups a ton in this series, so we'll see what happens. We lose game 1 by 1. Oh my god, we almost came back in the 4th. Like, we gotta steal those games. We really do. Alright, on to game number 2. We lose this one by 7. Wemby had 49. Curry had 22. Gafford had 18 rebounds. I thought I was going to switch some things up, but we go down 3-0, and we lose by 5 in overtime. Like, this is a good lineup that we're putting out there. It's just we can't get past them in the 4th quarter. We actually won game number 4 in overtime, 135-133. Keegan Murray had 23. Game 5 goes to Golden State. The first blowout victory of this series. What are the odds I can come back down 3-0 and force a game 7? It's not going to happen. We end up losing 108-103. Are you kidding me? So our 4 losses, 1 point, 7 points, 5 points, and then 5 points again. That is so brutal. San Antonio advances. They're going to be taking on Minnesota. I assume Steph's going to retire at the end of the year, so I have no idea what I'm going to do with this team. That was the regular season. I wanted to see the playoff numbers. Steph, yeah, wasn't doing what he's done in the past, so we'll see. Is this going to be Austin Reeves' team? Is it going to be Brandon Pojemski's team? I don't know. Memphis and Philly are in the NBA Finals. Ja Morant didn't even get Conference Finals MVP. They've met in the playoffs before, back in, 2022? Ja is hurt, I guess, for the Memphis Grizzlies, and they're still in the finals. I mean, the Sixers have Josh Hart. They have Lowry Markkanen. I guess I'm seeing Markkanen traded for Embiid a couple times. It's nice that they have the Delaware jerseys for the G League guys in the roster page. Embiid's a 77. Ja is hurt, so let's see who ends up winning this series. It's going to go to the Memphis Grizzlies in the D'Anthony Melton Bowl. And Jaren Jackson Jr. puts up 31-3 and gets Finals MVP. It's funny, he just averaged 3 rebounds. Our owner is not happy. There's a chance I end up getting fired at one point as well. I don't really know what we're going to do. Now, post Steph Curry, I can't override the retirement. That is going to free up $50 million in cap space. So we can get creative. I don't think it's going to be a loaded free agency class. That's usually 2027, 2028. It goes down a little bit. We'll see if there's going to be anybody super valuable here. And I don't know exactly if I own my first round pick. I do at pick 21. Nets get Washington's pick at number 1. Bulls 2, Pelicans 3, Hornets 4, and we'll keep Steve Kerr for the final year of his deal. So I'm going to trade Daniel Gafford to a team that just won the NBA Finals, the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm getting an Orlando pick in 2030 and Memphis's pick in 2032. So that's going to free up $18 million, but I have a glaring hole at the center position now. Lionel Hendricks goes number 1 to the Brooklyn Nets. And I think I'm going to take a center here. I think I'm going to take Kevin Hudgens, 7 foot tall, out of St. John's. Hopefully Rick Pitino developed him properly where he can maybe be in our rotation this year. The best pick definitely looks like Giacomo Garibaldi from, I assume, Italy there with the 3rd overall pick. So we're going to sign Kevin Hudgens here. Team player options. I think I'm going to decline Cam Johnson, even though he was good for us last year. Actually, I'm going to decline Aldama. I'm going to pick up Johnson, but I think I could trade him. Nicholas Gilliard for 3.78. I'll pick it up for now. I think I could probably move him for some seconds. If it came down to that, qualifying offers, we don't have any. So let me move Cam Johnson. Hopefully I can get some type of draft pick for him. And I'm going to trade Cam Johnson and Dante DiVincenzo, as well as a 2030 second rounder, for Toumani Camara, who hasn't been great since like the 2025 season, but maybe we could fix him. We're going to get some better defense here and save a little bit of money. So Luka's an unrestricted free agent. Zion's an unrestricted free agent. I'm not going to get Luka just because I got him or I had him in my Lakers rebuild. How much money do we have? Do I even have enough? Okay, I do have $75 million in cap space. I see one person right away that I want to sign, and that's going to be Walker Kessler. I'm going to give him a 3-year deal worth $25 million, which would then give me about $51 million left over. I mean, I could try to revamp the front court and get Zion as well. It's going to be tough. I would have to probably free up some money. I'll give you a no trade clause player option. I mean, if he wants to come here, if I could get Zion and Walker Kessler, that could kind of catapult us next year right away. And I can sign both of them. I don't think I will be able to. It will be close, though, but I want to just, be 100% sure I can sign these guys. So I'm going to send Nicholas Gilliard to the Suns for 3 second-round picks. So let's sign Zion Williamson and Walker Kessler here to the Golden State Warriors. Hopefully Zion can kind of fill the shoes of Steph Curry after he retired. So before I sign somebody to like a mid-level, I want to look at the roster. I have Kessler and Hudgens. Maybe I'll sign a 3rd-string center. We have Zion and Murray, Connect, Kamara, Jaquez, Pods, and Reeves. Kind of still need that number 1. Is that going to be Trey Mann, who's actually really good last year for Atlanta with Cam Thomas? I see there's Ben Saroff, Walter Clayton. Yeah, let's grab Trey Mann on a 2-year deal. Why not? The defensive backcourt is not going to be great, but we are going to have some really good offensive players. And I want to sign a 3rd-string center. I'll sign Kai Jones to a minimum. Why not? And then I'll get one more point guard. It could be, I guess, T.J. McConnell at 36 years old. Why not? So, Zion, I'm really hoping that you playing in this big market, yeah, put up those numbers again. And let's just be good next year. All right, so Zion is our number 1. Pods, we have Kessler, Connect, Kamara, Murray, Reeves, man. I can't believe Reeves is down to a 77 overall. I don't know what happened with him. He was still a pretty good player. All right, so this year, it's going to be Mann, Pajemski, Kamara, Zion, Kessler, with Dalton Connect, Keegan Murray coming off the bench. Kamara's going to get like 23 minutes a night. Let's go 35 to Zion. Let's go 33 to Pods, 28 to Mann. I definitely want like Reeves getting some minutes. Hawkins can get some minutes. And the last 10, let's go to Hudgens here. definitely need another big man. System proficiency is 3.5-star, perimeter centric under Steve Kerr. Let's see, like, Zion's shot tendency. Is it as high as we need it to be? No, or no, it is at a 99. Let's get the touch up to, like, a 90 as well. Pods, yeah, get ready to learn, like, higher usage, buddy. Walker Kessler, I want you to shoot the ball a lot more. Let's try to fix Tamani Kamara as well. I don't know why the shot tendency is that low. Trey Man, we could bump that up. And Reeves, we're going to lower that a little bit. So let's see how the first 3 games go this season. Lose to Minnesota. Hopefully we could beat Toronto. Nope, we lose. But we do beat the Lakers by 30. All right. I mean, it's going to take some, I think, time for this team to gel together. Like, we're a 60% team chemistry right now. But hopefully us adding Zion can make us still a lethal threat in the Western Conference. And Jalen Green wins NBA Cup MVP. I wonder if you can actually see, like, the NBA Cup history. If you look at the awards here, can we look at NBA Cup MVP? You didn't add that? Like, that would be cool. And that's brittle. Dalton Connect dislocates his right patella, out for the year. And we've been, like, cruising. We are 38-10. Zion Williamson has been the #1 option here. 27 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. His per 36 would be 30 points per game. Pods has been a really good #2. Trey Mann, just, like, stepping in, basically this version of Allen Iverson. Austin Reeves has been solid. Kessler has been a very good defensive center. We're getting Keegan Murray back in 1 to 2 weeks. It just sucks we did lose Dalton Connect for the year. All right, so we are 40-11 at the deadline. Shout out to Zion Williamson leading this team. We're going to get Keegan Murray back soon. Do I look to make a move here at the deadline? How's Tamani Kamara been? Better for us, I would say. He is a free agent at the end of the year. So honestly, I do value Kamara's defense. So let me re-sign him on a 3-year deal. Worth about $36 million. Reeves, we can worry about in the offseason. He would be somebody that I would trade. I mean, I just wanted to look. Right now, we are the 2 seed. Shout out to the Phoenix Suns balling out with Bub Carrington, Jalen Green, Caleb Wilson, Ryan Dunn, Aiden. Do they have Devin Booker hurt? Yes, they do. The Lakers are on an 11-game winning streak, but we have a better point differential than the 1-seeded Suns. We actually have the best point differential in the NBA. They're going to suck me in to just not make any moves and keep the team how it is. So Wemby wins MVP this year. Pasike Marai, he was the #2 overall pick out of Hungary to the Bulls, gets Rookie of the Year. Mikael Brown from Louisville, 6th Man of the Year. I guess maybe better than Jeremiah Fears. Jared Jones, Most Improved for the Knicks. Giannis, Clutch Player of the Year. And bang, Steve Kerr, let's go. He ends up getting Coach of the Year, 68-14. And we would have gotten Executive of the Year as well. I feel like Zion should maybe be on All-NBA first team for a 68-win team. Averaging 26 points, 7.5 rebounds, 6 assists. Point Zion in full effect. You absolutely love to see it. You have, 3 Southeast Division guys here on All-NBA 13 with Ben Caro, Trae Young, and LaMelo Ball. Do we get any all-defensive guys? We do. Walker Kessler, who got hurt back in March. He will be back for, damn, it's still 2 to 4 weeks. He broke his leg, unfortunately. So that may cost us, right? Like, we don't have much center depth, and we just lost, like, the guy. We're taking on a team that was in the NBA Finals last year, and we gave them Daniel Gafford. They also have PJ Washington, so they get to reunite. Yeah, we're starting Kai Jones in a playoff series, and we're probably going to have to also rely on Kevin Hudgens, who wasn't anything special as a rookie. And we're taking on Memphis. So, yeah, you guys saw we went 68-14 with the best point differential in the NBA. We had the #2 offense in the West, and we had the #1 defense by a wide margin. Hopefully, without Kessler, we could still beat Memphis. We win by 3 in game #1. Pods played well. Reeves played well. Zion played well. We win game #2. Pods dropped 39. Okay. Game #3 goes to the Golden State Warriors, 146-102. Trey Mann drops 30. So, like, any single night, you can get somebody else to ball out. And we are going to hopefully not blow a 3-2 or 3-0 lead. Because we just got Walker Kessler back. And we go up 3-0. And then we proceeded to lose game 4 by 12. Zion at 36, Ja at 31. I forgot to mention #1 versus #2 draft picks from 2019. Then we lost by 6 in game 5. Don't go to a game 7. Oh, boy. I have yet to blow a 3-0 lead. I mean, this is just my second rebuild. Am I really about to blow a 3-0 lead here? In as a 1 seed, as a 68-win team, we're going to blow a 3-0 lead. We have a good first quarter, a solid second quarter. Just don't choke it. Okay, we're going to not blow the 3-0 lead, thank God. We're going to end up winning by 18. Pods at 28. Zion got hurt. That is great. I'm being sarcastic. We're going to be taking on the San Antonio Spurs in round #2. Walker Kessler had a solid game. Pods, Trey Mann, and Zion all scored 20 apiece. So let's construct this rotation properly here. Kai Jones is going to be the backup 5. That's fine. Reeves gets 17. Hawkins can get 17 as well. Reeves is kind of nice, though. I might go 20 to Reeves. I'm going to go about 20 to Keegan Murray as well. Because I want 38 to Zion. I want 33 to Kessler. We can go 30 to Kamara for the defense. 36 to Pods is fine. 33 there. And let's go a little bit more to Austin Reeves. So, taking on San Antonio, who have Victor Wembanyama, Kareem Lopez, Castle, Vassell, Harper, Fox off the bench, Sexton. It's a really good team. We have to win game one. Thank God we win game one. We blow them out. We had 4 guys score north of 20. Kessler had 17 rebounds. Harper, Wemby combined for 54. Zion's fully healthy, but then Pods gets hurt, but we win game number 2. Kessler with 15 and 10. Zion with 36. We take a 3-0 lead like we did in round number 1. But no 3-0 lead is safe. This one is, though. We end up sweeping them. We win by 1 point in Game 4, Zion with 33. And here we are advancing to the conference finals to take on the Dallas Mavericks. So it ain't getting, easier. Zion averaged 32 points in that round. So we're taking on, Dallas, a good team. I feel like they beat us before in the playoffs, right? They got Vic Flores. He was in the Lakers rebuild. They have Lively, AD, Flagstone, Ruben Ramsey, Kobe Armstrong. Game 1 goes to Golden State, 108-92. Let's go. Game 2. Let's see if we can beat them. Nope, they beat us by 18, so they tie it up. Gary Trent had 23. He's the guy beating us. Walker Kessler got hurt, but he could play through it. Pods and Zion both had 25 plus and 10 rebounds. We win by 2 in game number 4. 11 assists for Trey Mann, 11 rebounds for Kessler. We lose game 5, but we win game 6. And Zion Williamson, our first year after signing him, gets us conference finals MVP. And he's joined by Kasparis Jakuchonis. Okay, so you have Golden State and Miami. These two teams never played each other in the finals, but you know what? Golden State was in 2022. Miami was in 2020, 2023. How did that game 6 go? Yeah, Zion at 34. All right, so we're taking on Miami, who has Darren Snow. Looks like a pretty good player here. Number 11 overall pick out of Georgia back in 26. You have Bam, Wiggins, guy by the name of Richie Vincent, Kalel Ware. So it is Jaime Hawkins going up against his former team. We made the Jimmy Butler trade against them. We actually did just get Dalton to connect back for the finals. Not touching that. Game number 2, we win 142-114. Zion with 32. Trey Mann with 29. We take a 3-0 lead, and we're going to sweep them. Let's go. So I couldn't win with Steph, but I could win with Zion. Zion gets finals MVP, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, about 1.8 stocks, 71% from the field, and we were able to get a ring with the OGs being just Brandon Pojemski. That's crazy. Everybody else, I had to move on from at some point. And I hope you guys enjoyed my second 2K26 rebuild. If you did, I would appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. I don't think my next rebuild will be a normal one. I definitely still have the Wizards, the Bulls on my horizon. I think I'm going to do an expansion rebuild next year in 2K26. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm going to be doing long rebuilds as well. Don't worry. Once we have good historic rosters, I'm going to be doing what I did at the end of 2K25. Those 20-year, super in-depth, multiple hour, long expansion rebuilds. And then if you remember the Wizards franchise from last year, I'm going to be starting up one like that again. So make sure you are subscribed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.